Hello, I'm Juno Styles,
And I'm Ivy Thoughts.
and this is Well Endowed. Today's episode is being gay in the workplace, and we would like to introduce.
My name is Harold Stewart.
He is our guest for today's episode. So, who would like to go first? Anybody?
Why y'all both look at me? Being gay in the workplace is so much fun. You get to talk to your female coworkers about fashion. I think for me, I'm very fortunate. I work in the arts, so it's not necessarily that I encounter a lot of homophobia in my particular field because of the queer contribution to the arts. But I have worked in different environments where, and even, we do a lot of arts and education. So how gay can you be in arts and education, like after school programs and things like that? You have to be conscious of, or you're supposed to be conscious of, I guess, your queerness. And so, and I think outside of my building, encountering other people or different patrons that come into the building, sometimes there's a shock that there's a queer man kind of running some things or something. I don't know.
Okay. Well, for the rest of us, not everyone is as fortunate as Harold is to just be able to be openly gay in the workplace. Some of us work in corporate America or just a type of environment that isn't accepting of that lifestyle. And so if you are going to have a job in that lifestyle, you have to learn how to sort of not deny your homosexuality, but
That's it. Well, I think.
And
wait. What? Let me finish.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
deny your homosexuality, but sort of water it down.
And I
Because
but what?
wait,
Okay.
Wait,
I'm
because if, say, for instance, you work at, I don't know, the Sprint's corporate store, you know? Sprint is paying you to do customer service or to sell their product or whatever it is your job title is. They're not paying you to come in being, macked down and swishing and sashaying.
But they don't pay the women to do that either, and they get to do it. So wait a minute.
Okay, all right. It's my turn. Y'all doing all this talking. Okay. To thine own self be true
Right.
is what we should all live to. But we can't do that everywhere. Society won't allow it because of the stigma that's tied to homosexuality. And so in the workplace, to a certain extent, you're not denying yourself, but you just don't talk about it. So basically, it's the don't ask, don't tell.
And we're right, which we just
all over
eradicated,
again.
which we just fought hard to
And so
eradicate.
it's like, even though the military, yes, they can do it now, but like it's like the rest of the world still needs to get that same memo.
I totally disagree.
Because you're in your
But no,
field,
but
you have
I've
that
worked,
option.
but this is not the only field I've worked in.
And then the companies that do have gay departments or people or departments that cater to the homosexual industry, all of those people are gay. That's why all the gay people working for that company. So it's like you have to be quiet.
Listen, if we're gonna deal with stigma, you have to challenge it. You can't. If we continue to enable this stigma to exist, then you will always deny it because that's what you're doing. It's not. It's not like you're not really denying yourself, but you're denying yourself. Mm-hmm. And you have to define what does it mean to be gay in the workplace. Does it mean I come in a purple shirt every day? Does it mean I have a picture of my partner there? Do I talk openly about my relationship like heterosexuals are able to do? So, I mean, wearing MAC on one's face does not make you gay in the workplace, right? So, I don't know.
It's all about being able to do what everybody else does.
But we're not everybody else. That's the part of being queer. It is being different from the normal kind of thing and being okay with that. So, and I know I'm speaking from a place of privilege. I think
Right.
you have to make smart choices
Correct.
and do what's best for your survival, but you also have to be true to yourself. You know, if you feel like that environment is not an environment that affirms you and all this, that, and the other, and in particular because the Employment Non-Discrimination Act is going on, you know, there's laws that are trying to be passed and enforced or acts, you know, so you can have certain rights and privileges and representation. But this, you know, non-denial of yourself, I just do not agree with.
Well, and that's good. You don't have to
I
agree
mean,
with
you have to
it.
keep in mind that, hey, okay, so if I am going to be openly gay at work, is this going to cause me a promotion in the future? Or,
Like you
know,
talked about survival. You want to survive, so you do what it takes to survive.
Right, and I think
And
so. We
sometimes
cannot
doing what
talk
it takes to
about
survive includes denying yourself.
it. So, but it's on a case by case thing.
Correct.
But I also think the job. I mean, that's just to me. It's like, you know, if women accept their role as, you know, being paid less than man because you're a woman, and, you know, not being in the top seats of the company because you're a woman, then, you know, nothing will ever happen to change that. And so I just think you have to be strategic.
And those changes aren't implemented overnight. That took years.
and not just one
Oh,
person.
And it's an ongoing thing, right?
It's
So
an
if
ongoing battle.
exactly,
Because-
not just one person. So now, if we're going to broadcast, deny yourself, but fight for your rights, then that's kind of like
And so
Wait
that,
a
and
minute.
that's exactly what we have to do.
I don't know. And I
And-
think
and
that
because of
that
that,
I think
it's
those of
paved
us.
the way
Well, I
for
think
people like
those
you
of
to be
us.
in
No,
position
that wasn't what it
and-
did.
and-
You know, the
Yes,
arts
it
have
did.
not because
No, because of y'all, it's making it easier for everybody else.
right.
Because you're
But
getting
that-
everybody used to it and getting them comfortable with it.
So I think those of us who can afford to be open and out should.
Right.
But so what I oftentimes that is not the case. Those of us who can afford to do it don't do it, right?
Right.
And so I think we need more visibility
Right.
and things
Yeah.
like that. So then, you know, we can kind of pave the way and things like that. But I don't know. I think denying yourself in anything is kind of a gateway to deny yourself in everything. So if I deny myself at work, okay, that's fine. When do I stop denying myself at church? And then when do I stop denying myself in the community? You know, we internalize that behavior and it happens in other places. So I don't know.
So think about it. Either you can openly express yourself,
I don't know. That means
Or you
snap
can-
every time your boss says something good. Yes, boss. And I'm just playing.
or you can confirm all the ideas of everybody that already sits around you at work, and they already know, but you just ain't said it yet.
Wow.
Or you can just ignore it and act as if it doesn't bother you. To just you're paid to do a job. They hired you to put this button on this machine. That's what you do for whatever your time is. You go in there, you put that button on that machine, and you go home.
But if the opportunity comes up to be gay, queer, bisexual, you do it. For real. No, for real, seriously. Because
This is the activist talk.
Right.
If you can do it, do it. It'll make it easier for everybody else to do it.
Right. And I think another thing too, and this probably was the end of the show, but we're starting this. We may have to break it up into 2 segments. But we need allies. You know, I think we can only do so much. We need our straight allies to speak up for their gay co-workers and things like that, because they have the privilege to say some things that we may not be afforded to do. So it's also a call. You know, my boss will be an ally for me. And so if we can have those allies in management or in co-workers and all this, that, and the other, then that also, you know, makes it easier to be out in the workplace. So tell your friends and your allies. Because if I can't talk about my partner, she can't talk about hers. And that's just
How should it be?
right.
How it should be.
Right is right and wrong is wrong.
All right. So that's it for this episode. And please send in your questions to wellendowed716@gmail.com. Please comment on our video. Let us know what you think about it.
Like us on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter.
Go to www.forhighrateartsinstitute.org. Look us up. I know.
We just hope you've been well endowed.
Endowed.